Hey there guys, welcome back to another episode of Spartan Crew Gaming, and it's that time of year where gamers and news channels and things have nothing really to report on because there's no new games coming out, and so basically we make lists about past games and stuff, or what I'm doing today is talking about a game that will happen in the future, Horizon Zero Dawn 2. I think this game is definitely coming, I'm pretty sure it's confirmed it is, so I'm going to talk about 5 things that I think should be in the next Horizon Zero Dawn. Let's jump into it. So basically, first off, and this one's a no-brainer, the second game needs just to do what the first game did, but amp it up to 10 or something. You know, just do it better. Because the first game was already so amazing, I want to see the second game just do everything the first game did, but better, and add some unique twists to it, and add some of their own touch so that it is different from the first game, but is still an expansion on the story, and some really cool new things in it, but as well as respecting the first game and really building off the first game's success and the build of that game. So it's just a really nice, you know, second game that is more of the same, but even better. So the first game, amazing. The second game just needs to take that and amp it up a little bit. Number 2 is I want to see some new locations and cultures. This is something I think definitely will happen. Most time the games in the open world genre do this, and I really hope we get to go to the ocean or something, or to a different location, or maybe even a different continent, because I'm pretty sure you're in America in Horizon Zero Dawn. I think you're like in the Pacific Northwest, which is amazing and beautiful. It's like one of my favorite places, but I would really love to see the ocean, or maybe even a different continent entirely. Maybe she goes over to Europe and has to go across the ocean. It'd be really cool to see Aloy on a boat, or even meet a culture that it survived in the middle of the ocean on a city or somehow. I don't know if they could do that in Horizon Zero Dawn, probably, and I think they could probably fit it into lore as well. But I think it would be really cool to see some new regions and just see what they have to offer, and I think it would be a pretty awesome experience to be next to an ocean or an entirely new location. And I think that the game artists and developers could have a lot of fun because they already made a beautiful game with Horizon Zero Dawn. I'd love to see what they could do with some new locations and new ways to render and just make the locations look beautiful. So on to point number 3, melee combat getting expanded. So I'd love to see that melee combat expanded a little bit. In this last game, we only had a spear, and while that is great and was really useful, and you really are using your bow most of the time, and maybe that's actually okay. I really do like using ranged attacks most of the time with Aloy, but I do think it would be cool maybe to have a slightly expanded melee system, maybe even a sword and a shield in certain situations, not with fighting the dinosaurs, but let's say, you know, you go to a culture and that has a gladiatorial pit and they fight against humans and you have to survive in there. I think it would be really cool to see a somewhat expanded melee system with a few different weapons other than a lance. But if they don't change that, I'm completely fine. I like the bow and arrow and the lance system that they have already, but I do think it would be cool to see a somewhat expanded melee system for fighting. So on to point number 4, I want to learn more about the past in the next game and really explore to new places and new cities, maybe cities that are more intact, where cultures are actually living because they're not afraid of the old ruins. Maybe she goes over to New York or LA or something. Some of it is still there, maybe not much, but you know, there's people living there and remnants of a culture living there, and I think it would be really cool to see these old cities and all these old places from the past. And I think the game really had a strong point with that in the first game, where you're exploring the past and just learning all these things. So I just want to learn more about the past and explore more places of the past and see the remnants of what the world used to be before, you know, the Pharaoh robots took over and everything. So I think that'd be really cool to see some very, you know, expanded lore to what we used to be before the dinosaurs took over. And last but not least, and this one doesn't matter as much, but I'd like to see slight graphical improvement. I think the first game was beautiful by far and amazing, and basically it doesn't need any graphical improvement. It's one of the best looking games, I think, this generation. But I think by the next game we'll definitely see some graphical improvement. My big worry is that the next game will be on a different console. You know, it won't be on the PS4 and PS4 Pro, it'll be on the next step up, just because the first game was so beautiful. For them to step up the next game, I think it would really have to push the hardware to its limits. So I do want to see a graphical upgrade. If they don't do that, that's okay, but if they do, that'd be awesome. The game already looks beautiful, and basically that is it, guys. I think this game is amazing, and Horizon Zero Dawn is an awesome game, and I cannot wait to see what the second game brings. Tell me what you want to see in Horizon Zero Dawn 2 in the comments below. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I enjoyed making this episode, and I plan on making more YouTube videos. It's just hard trying to find some content to do when there's such a lack of stuff going on, but I will try to make some more stuff. It's just kind of been a busy time. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys are doing great. You are amazing, and I cannot do this YouTube channel without you guys and without God. Thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I'm just assuming you did. Maybe you didn't, but it's okay. But nonetheless, guys, see you in the next episode. This is your friend, your host, and your commentator, Spartan Crew Gaming, signing off.